welcome to this episode of Waking Up with Plants. My name is Madeleen and I'm, amongst other things, a herbalist. I work with the plants mostly energetically, and I receive teachings from the consciousness or spirit of the plants to share here in this podcast so that we can embody a more whole connection to life and come to full potential of living. And in this podcast, the plants share their body wisdom with us to remind us of our own innate qualities and capacities. Today, our plant mentor is Yarrow, also called Thousand Leaf. If you want to know what this plant looks like, you can listen to this episode on YouTube. This plant is known for its property to stop bleeding, internally and externally. It has a lot of properties and I'm not going to list them all here, but an extraordinary quality of Yarrow is the ability to balance extremes, to normalize opposing conditions, to cool and to warm. It promotes circulation in the body. And the teaching they bring for us here is about manifestation, how we bring about the life of our wildest dreams, the 1001 possibilities of our life. Know that as you listen to this and you feel like you want to work with the medicine of this plant, there is a plant session available, a medicine journey where I help you to connect to the spirit or consciousness of this plant, and they will work with you on topics that are active in your life right now. So do check that information out if you're interested. Right, let's dive in. This is the message from Yarrow for you whenever you listen to this. As a child, your ability for magical thinking was inherently very active. Children use their imagination in a very open and receptive way. Archetypically, life opens itself with a world of possibilities in childhood. There are infinitely many directions to explore. Everything is an option. Anything is possible. A safe island, a beacon in that sea of possibilities, are the parents. After going out and exploring, you return here for processing and integration. Also, when an adventure becomes too big, you can regulate this excitement here. We know this design is not everyone's experience, and we will talk about this. But maybe you've had moments that you can remember when you experienced this magical bond with life. The feeling of anything is possible. With my imagination, I'm already there. This is where conscious manifestation, your journey through the world of possibilities, begins. Do you still do that? Or do you stop before you start? Are you stopped by ideas that hold everything outside a certain norm for impossible? And maybe you even resort to fantasizing to escape from the world of reality. I'm here to revive this connection to your imagination. Children can have a very pure surrender in the use of their imagination, which makes it very powerful. It's not just an image or thought of something. You experience yourself, transport yourself to different possibilities of being. And because you experience yourself somewhere fiercely, something you might remember from your own child's play, faith grows, or rather the connection to your inner knowingness that this is possible as a physical manifestation. Everything you can imagine has the potential for physical manifestation, no matter how fanciful that may sound. I radiate this quality. Remember this when you meet me. My leaf is like an angel feather on your path, whispering, everything is possible. Dream. It is so important to make contact with this place within yourself. For example, by remembering experiences of your own magical connection with life. Share these memories with friends as vividly as you can, focusing on how it felt, and invite your loved ones to do the same. This will fan the fire of enthusiasm about manifesting your wildest dreams. And I say wildest here on purpose. If you limit yourself to dreams that still seem somewhat quote-unquote realistic to you, you will continue to move within a fixed framework. If you dare to step out of that, go beyond the cultivated paths, you blow up inner fences and free yourself from them. Stop playing small, dream wild, imagine. Discover the freedom of inner transportation in the sea of possibilities, the water of creation. Without limitations, what does your heart really long for? Your imagination is your tool in manifesting, your tool to call something into being. As a child, the concept of what is or isn't realistic to manifest is not a precondition, just how it makes you feel. And by playing with your imagination, you explored how you could make that experience even richer and richer. This energy is very beautiful to see in children and adults with an open connection to this. It's a very easy way for other life to connect with, because the energy vibration or tone of these dreams sound powerful and clear. And also they sound long enough and continuous enough so that the physical elements can be attracted and are able to trace the dreamer and coincide with the dream, and so manifest. Oftentimes a heart desire in humans sounds occasionally, softly and irregularly, interrupted by completely different tones. As with the game of animal hide and seek in the forest, you have to keep making the sound of the animal you are playing every now and then in order to be found, right? Why can it be so difficult for humans to attract certain manifestations? By far the most important element here is limiting beliefs about yourself, about life, especially the subconscious ones. As a child grows up, they learn to limit the sea of possibilities for themselves. And there's nothing wrong with this, because in order to shape something in the physical experience, there must be a certain demarcation. One possibility must be chosen from the all. But if a belief about life manifests a limitation to your well-being, it's like putting on a piece of clothing that never fits and causes discomfort. Parents weren't always the protective, supportive home we needed, and the wider community and culture as a whole was not completely like that either, because of many undigested blockages and wounds, which in turn led to your formation about yourself and life. For example, the world is a dangerous place, or this is genetically determined, or you have to work hard to make ends meet. In the end, everybody leaves me. This is programming that I see as illusions. I mean, effectively, everything in life is an illusion or dream. One illusion feels tight, the other feels right, another expansive. They are realities that you can take on. In all cases, you choose from the infinite sea of possibilities. Do you feel how fluid the fabric of reality is? Beliefs will travel with you as garments for a while and then ask to be replaced. You can see this, for example, in the drastic changes in ideas about life throughout history. The word reality does not refer to one static phenomena. If you look at reality purely physically, through the lens of fixed forms and ideas, it becomes a self-built prison. Beliefs about reality confirm themselves. They attract a physical manifestation of the same energy vibration. And so you think, you see, that's just the way life is. But the nature of our reality is energetic. If you live with the physical and the non-physical aspect of life, the metaphysical, you adopt a different attitude towards this. This is how it is now, but that does not mean that it has to be or remain so. Then you walk the path of acceptance of the present physical manifestation, whilst calling in and holding a new possibility. It's so important to get all your limiting beliefs out of the water, out of your subconscious. You do not have the complete picture of the ideas that generate your reality. I will come back to this in a bit, but I will first share a few other elements that are important in this process of clearing your subconscious. In difficult to transform situations, it's likely that subconscious energy is active, meaning unconscious information is playing a role here. Do not try to positive think your way out of it. This is a trap. It's not a cleaning up of your creation water, but a denial of the situation as it arises. Without acceptance, you resist the situation as is, and this only reinforces the illusion. Another thing, if you find yourself preoccupied with blaming something outside yourself for the obstacles in your life, other people or outer circumstances, stop. Stop looking for guilt. Bring your energy, your attention back to you. That takes you out of victimhood and back into leadership. All physical manifestations that have a limiting impact on you can be transformed by changing your inner attitude. Now, this is rough terrain for humans. How many of you know in your bones that you can generate your own reality? Stop making yourself small. Stop playing life small. Stop saying yes to ways of living that limit your world instead of opening it up. You are a creator being, and the world can open up infinitely, infinitely beyond your wildest imagination. To what extent are you willing to accept this? I'm not saying this to convince you, only to inspire the investigation of your inner beliefs. Look at my leaf. I open myself and open myself and open myself. With every split in my leaf, I breathe in spirit, the source of everything, where infinite possibility resides. I encounter no end. Perhaps in this life you open up to the exploration of how far your reality can expand. Why do people use my stems as a tool for divination, for future prediction, as originally happened when using the I Ching, for example? I see the sea of possibilities and the power of the flow of life energy that runs through one particular possibility, which you can see as a branch or river, one choice out of infinity. So the original power of the flow has to do with the will, how fervently vivid the desire is. And then I trace whether there are any limitations in that flow. I come across these two. Now this is all energy, but I will express it like this. I see dams in the stream. These block a smooth passage in the manifestation process. There is a resistance here. Something that counters the energy flow and decreases the force to take shape. A subconscious opposite intention can be active here. For example, you want a new relationship, but subconsciously, what counters it is the belief, in a relationship I lose my self-contact, and that blocks the flow. And another thing I see is a lack of strong banks to guide the water, causing the water to drain away, branch off to all sides, meaning that the flow of life energy loses its power in the direction of the desired manifestation. The energy flows towards many options, but nothing definite is being called into matter. So here the manifestation potential does not lose its strength due to resistance, but due to too little choice or focus, which in itself can be a symptom of a resistance to make choices, or to a resistance to let go, to cutting off other options. These are two sides of the same coin. Together with the power of the will, these are two elements with which I calculate the probability of whether something will take shape in matter, whether a certain intention will have long enough sufficient stable power to allow a physical representation to take shape. I carry the medicine to balance both things, and will share this medicine in the plant session. Both the blockage and the lack of containment are often caused by a negative self-belief, like I can't, ... I don't know, I'm not able, don't deserve this, I'm not enough, I am doomed to. Sometimes, in addition to transformation of the belief, trauma processing is needed to discharge the physical and emotional undigested energy. And sometimes a person has included a limitation in their life plan to experience something specific here on earth, and so on a soul level it is a choice. Here, and also in transformations where there are many others involved, it's how you connect with the situation that is the key. How you deal with it, relate to it. Because this is always within your sphere of influence. How you walk your path and relate to what you encounter creates the base tone that you broadcast into the sea of possibilities, and with which you attract other life like that. In the plant session I will take you to the place of the all within you, the state of infinity and eternity, and help you experience how you can let this flow through your life as a powerful river to the farthest corners of your life. And for now, take my body as a map to look at your life. You can visualize your life as my body, each leaf being a different area of your life. The relationship with yourself and the different branches or subjects in that. A leaf for your relationship with family, love, friends, work, spirituality, nature, society, practical earthly matters, relaxation, mission, development, etc. In which branches do you experience the best flow? Where do you prefer to be? And what relationship would you least like to be confronted with over a longer period of time? Where do you feel least comfortable? And what topics in there are tender for you? You can also map this out by looking at your wildest dreams. Which one of them is most unlikely to happen to you? Where does it feel most immobile, stagnant? So here you will find your negative beliefs about yourself and life. You humans tend to monoculture, to only give your time, energy and care and attention to what is flowing nicely, and are therefore inclined to dismiss signals from other areas that require attention, as if that signal was an interruption of the right story. This is unsustainable, because there is only one story. You are one ecosystem. You cannot come to fruition if parts of your tree of life don't flow, bleed or rot. The smell spreads everywhere. Infections spread everywhere through your blood, through your water of life. And not only physically, also emotionally, mentally and spiritually. Not taking care of murky waters puts a strain on everything else. Everyone knows stories of people who are successful in one area but can't enjoy it or really reap the benefits because of wounds elsewhere. So here's my advice to take care of both stagnation and bleeding. Develop a continuous inner practice to clean up your life waters. Create a time and space to reflect on areas in your life where you feel most uncomfortable and incapable. And of course, seek help if this is too much to do on your own. If your inner child cannot be nurtured by your inner parents. Start by describing this uncomfortable inner landscape. What does this terrain look like in your life? Speak this out loud or write it down. Then move on to how it makes you feel. And then how you've related to it so far. In the plant session, I will guide this process. Become as good a friend, lover or parent to this area as to those flowing areas. Be faithful, loyal and courageous. Come back and listen. Look at what floats up from your subconscious waters. Write it down so it can move out of your body. This action alone cleans up the flow of your manifestation ability. Do you see that I don't talk about how to solve or fix things? The world needs more unconditional being present with. As a result, you emit a different vibration, a different pulse in a crisis area. Simply because you have chosen to change how you connect to the subject. Become a true parent, a keeper for this area. Have this commitment unconditionally with no end date or ultimatum. This way, you step out of a codependent relationship with manifestation. You take yourself out of victimhood, out of perpetration. You take full responsibility to take care for your situation, no matter what surfaces. The sages of the I Ching speak a lot about devotion to the way, not devotion to the outcome. Not because you don't want to manifest anything, but because you know how this life works. The how creates the what. And where space grows, spirit flows in, and your scope of possibilities grows. You can work with only your own manifestation wishes. You can also open them to a greater intelligence, the bigger love that works through your life. Look, only to a limited extent you are aware of all your motives and the origin of these motives. For example, some limitations in your reality are so normal to you that you don't even see them, and thus subconsciously you recreate them, especially when you're born into an information field of these limitations in a certain family system and culture. The possibility that this information field, this water in which you swim every day, is murky does not even occur to you because you don't know the possibility of clearer water. For the reprogramming of these larger subconscious information fields, community is important. The thing I started with, share with your network experiences about your limiting beliefs and the positive beliefs about life that empower you. Everyone has different programming, different wounds and different gifts, and therefore others are necessary mirrors to reflect blind spots back to you. Others help you see and feel more, help surface your subconscious light and shadow, and your awareness of the elements that play a role in generating your reality as it is now grows faster in relation with others. Plus, your imagination is activated more to see a wider range of possibilities. This makes walking the path so much lighter for everyone. This will be the key for smoother passage in the coming years on Earth, in the transformation of old oppressive structures. Along with this opening yourself to the greater intelligence of your network, there is another major opening that can help you to clear your subconscious and to manifest a life that is better than you can, even in your wildest imagination, conceive of. The key to this opening is asking exactly this question over and over again. Is there a more expansive option possible here in my life? Ask this question to life, to the great spirit that breathes through every pore. Breathe this intelligence, this oxygen, this inspiration in with every breath you can take consciously. Surrender your own I want to the will of infinity. Allow divine will, which is pure love, and you float on the highest possibility. As divine will unfolds, this sometimes might look differently than you expected. It can feel uncomfortable. To bring transformation in the lower vibrations, as we still know on this earth today, is no small feat. It sometimes requires acceptance of things that feel unbearable. I am also a supportive resource in these areas. Find strength in the way you put one foot in front of the other. Find your freedom in your next breath. The infinite life that can be found in this is not a static place or destination, but a state of being, which you can choose again and again at any given moment. A river that is eternally and infinitely nourished with spirit. This living water will ensoul all your moments. Tip: don't want to manifest all your wildest dreams in one go. Commit yourself to one area, one relationship with life. The deeper you dare to go with one, the greater the potential for fluid transformations in other areas. And with that, Yarrow ends their message for this episode. And I thank them for this extensive story. I will share more of the coming about of this message, which was quite a journey, because as these messages come through, they have to move through my resistances, my blockages and bleedings as well. Otherwise, I can't tap into the information that they are transmitting. So if you want to know more, check out the information below. I wish you a beautiful flow of manifestation with whatever your heart longs for now more than anything. Flow well, and I'll meet you again in the next episode.